Teachers' Day Special. What did the crows teach to human society? Story of the first teachers of. Watch this video full length, because you must not miss this opportunity. The story of Habil and Qabil, Abel and Cain. Some inputs from the book, Stories of the Quran. Author Ibn Kathir. Know that the first crime on earth was a murder. Murder of a pious brother by an ill-willed brother, for the sake of marrying a girl. Who was that girl and why did it happen? You will find out whole matter after patiently bearing with this video narration. So don't be impatient. Only true stories come from Islam, because you don't need fake things as your heart and conscience. Don't accept fake things at any cost. That's a right choice and sign of the successful people and dwellers of the heaven, inshallah, if Allah Almighty willing so. Allah gives us true info on what happened in the Holy Quran and final Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Hadith books. Allah the Almighty says in his final book, Quran. O Muhammad, peace be upon him, tell the Jews the true story of the two sons of Adam, Habil and Qabil. Each of them made a sacrifice to Allah, but only one was accepted. The rejected brother threatened the other, saying, I will surely kill you. The righteous brother replied, Indeed, Allah only accepts from the pious. He added, If you try to harm me, I will not retaliate, for I fear Allah, the Lord of all creation. He warned, I intend for you to bear the weight of my sin and yours, leading you to be among the inhabitants of the fire. That is the fate of the wrongdoers. Despite this, the other brother's inner self urged him on, making the act of murder seem justifiable. He killed his brother and became one of the wretched. Allah then sent a crow to demonstrate how to conceal the body. The murderer lamented, Alas! I cannot even do what this crow does to hide my brother's body. Thus, he became one of those filled with regret. Chapter Al-Ma'idah, verses 27 to 31. Allah sent two crows and they fought each other. One was killed and immediately the surviving crow dug the earth and buried the dead crow, just teaching humanity a useful lesson forever. This was sent by Allah to help us, and follow this method of burial until the end of the world. According to As-Sadi, as narrated by Abu Malik and Abu Salih, along with accounts from Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, Ibn Mas'udi, and other companions, it is said that Adam, peace be upon him, arranged marriages between the males and females born in different births. This led to the expectation that Abel would marry Cain's sister, who was renowned for her beauty and virtue. However, Cain desired to keep her for himself. Despite Adam's, peace be upon him, instruction for Cain to let Abel marry her, Cain adamantly refused. In response, Adam, peace be upon him, commanded both brothers to present a sacrifice to Allah Almighty. In this instance of presentation of sacrifice to Allah only as the true Lord and God that accepts sacrifices and rewards or punishes the people, we see the following scenery. Usually in those days, a fire would come and devour the offered sacrifice from the heaven, indicating approval and acceptance by Almighty Allah. It's not superstition. That's how Allah guides people by real and practical examples. Cain and Abel presented their sacrifices to Allah. Abel chose a plump she-goat, while Cain offered a collection of inferior plants. Soon after, a fire descended from the sky, consuming Abel's offering but leaving Cain's untouched. This ignited a furious rage in Cain, who threatened his brother, saying he would kill him to prevent him from marrying their sister. Abel responded, reminding Cain that Allah only accepts offerings from the pious. In those initial stages of human race, it was just getting established as people were very few as Adam and Hawa or Eve alayhissalam were just beginning their family. That is why Allah made different rules at different times, in accordance with the prevailing conditions, making it easy for the people to practice his religion Islam. Islam was from the beginning, since Allah sent Adam and his children on this earth. This life is given to humans as the test from Almighty Allah, and we are invited to Allah's heaven in the eternal world. To attain this eternal home in the life after death, we must follow instructions and guidance from Almighty Allah and His Prophet. This is the divine TNC, apply, for the success of our life journey. Now back to the story. Adam was present during the sacrifices by his two children. After Abel's offering was accepted, Cain accused Adam of favoring Abel through his prayers. Harboring ill intentions, Cain later sought out Abel. When they met, Cain expressed his jealousy, to which Abel replied that Allah only accepts from the righteous. In a fit of rage, Cain struck Abel, killing him instantly. Abel's response to Cain's threat, "If you extend your hand to kill me, I will never retaliate, for I fear Allah, the Lord of all creation." Holy Quran, chapter Al-Ma'idah, verse 28. This resilience and trust in Allah showed his remarkable character, moral integrity, and profound piety, contrasting sharply with Cain's malicious intent. Abdullah ibn Amr, may Allah be pleased with both of them, remarked that Abel was indeed stronger than Cain, yet he refrained from retaliating due to his deep piety and fear of Allah. Hope you might have understood good amount of moral points from this true story of Quran and Islam. So do remember that there are so many hidden secrets in the life for which you must have to pay keen attention and benefit from the guidance of Allah. In the world of birds, I have found out some secrets such as 1. Cuckoo and crows are relatives. 2. Bulbul and one other variety of a bird which are about half a size of bulbul are just seen to be their relatives or fr. Because I observed myself when both of these family members were searching for this missing chick, between the grass, and a snake was lurking around to devour it. At that time it was only a couple of weeks old, which just flew away from the nest when parents were not there, while following its elder siblings who had just done so. But unluckily, it didn't have that much power to fly high and fell down on the ground, alerting the snake lurking nearby. However, I drove away the snake. The bird was hiding somewhere in the grass. I saw in our garden a party of bulbul birds and also the family of these small birds whose youngest member was just missing. They were all searching for the missing chick and I was watching curiously all their activities in our garden. Bulbul birds had lost a few of their own chicks in the previous season in their best, in our garden to that same snake which devoured the chick stealthily when the parent birds were away in search of food. So they knew and remembered this killer snake and were empathizing with this other grieving bird family. Third example is that of cuckoo or koel bird, which I call it as the bird of azan or adhan. Because they know when the muazzin or the giver of call to prayer at the masjids or mosques would start the azan. Prior to saying azan, as he would just switch on the microphone and the tick sound echoes from the sound system of the mosque. Then these cuckoos sitting atop trees, a kilometer or a half away from the mosque or masjid, hear that sound and start their loud singing. This grows quite intensive at the morning far and Maghrib or sunset azan time. Especially during Ramadan month of fasting, it will be more intensive during far or morning azan. These are my observations. And finally a crow story, which was as if it was asking my permission before drinking water from the ablution pond of a masjid before Asr Salah prayer time. Actually, my cousin brother had expired and for his funeral, burial was prepared. When suddenly this crow flew in and as if it wanted to drink first before we can do ablution. I spoke to him in our mother tongue and told, "Okay, no problem, you want to drink water, do it now, I will not drive you away." So it stopped its intense crowing, as if it was speaking to me, drank water and just flew away. If you don't observe, you will be like a blind person. Another occasion of their communication was when a crow had just got electrocuted from overhead live electric wire and fallen down on the ground outside of a tree garden where there were plenty of tall trees. There were also a lot of bird species living on these trees and squirrels as well. When I just came nearer as I was walking by the place, all the squirrels, cuckoos, and crows started sounding intensively as if they were telling me to do something or informing of their friend's fate. He must have been a prominent person there, or a useful friend or well known to them all. But I told myself, he is dead now, I can't do anything to him now. Sorry guys. Another interaction with birds and roosters. I saw something special on Fridays. There is a shop of birds in front of a masjid or mosque. This Muslim shop owner imports birds from Japan and other countries for sale. These birds have peculiar behavior in Jummah days before khutbah or Friday sermon and prayer start just after the noon time. They keep screeching intensely during that time because it's mentioned that during Jummah prayer time, angels visit mosques and this should be the reason why they become excited upon seeing what we can't see. Humans see the angels, but when, do you know? At the time of their death. Allah will take out the soul by sending either pleasant angels or terrifying angels, depending on our karma and lifestyles. You note this. Then about 1,350 years before, Sayyidina Umar bin Abdul Aziz, the fifth rightly guided Khalifa or Caliph, informed his wife before his death was approaching, while he was in the deathbed, that he was experiencing the sight of something green things in his room. My cousin at deathbed also mentioned to his wife that he was seeing some white things in his hospital room. It was about 1 day before his death. These are the angels sent by Allah for the pious servants before their death. A part of good tidings for pious servants of Allah. For the evil souls, harsh, punishing angels are sent by Allah before their death. If people have a dog, he will announce indirectly by its terrible and loud barking that the terrible-faced punishing angels are visiting that house, and naturally dogs get terrified by that scene. In fact, Allah has given animals the power to see angels and devils, which are hidden to our view. Now, people must seek pardon of Allah so that Allah sends angels with glad tidings before their death. Thank you for your kind visit. Please like, share, and subscribe if you liked. Please watch other videos on this channel dedicated for the service Islam and humanity. Any mistake or faults in creating these videos that you might come across are all mine. And Islam has nothing to do with these. May Allah forgive us all and make us live the best life for all of us and our next generations as well, in this temporary world and Akhirah or the eternal world. Ameen.